We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. And tonight we start Week 5 with a primetime matchup, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Washington Commanders. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the second-year man from Alabama, it's Brian Robinson. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. This defense for the Bears, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game. And I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one. But 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now Brissett. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
On 3rd down, Brissett. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defender's minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
Here comes Cohen. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Bears take over. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10. At the 45. A man who led the league in yards per carry last year, it's Khalil Herbert. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Fields. Over the middle, complete. It's Moore. A penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward.
Here we go, son.
Herbert powering up the middle. Nifty footwork at the 45. Powering forward. And he's got this down to the 35. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear 1st down. A good chunk of those yards came after contact, and that's an area where he's really starting to excel as a running back.
It felt like he was doing a drill that running backs have to perform all the time, especially in pads, called a gauntlet drill. 2 guys, people, these 2 rows, you have to go right.
Touchdown, Chicago! Cole Kmet, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football, all right? When you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us to rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that have caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and they rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this.
Play action now. Brissett. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. You look at this Bears defense. They were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
They forced 7 turnovers.
How many?
7. I mean, think about that number now. That's supposed to be a lucky number, right? Lucky for one side, unlucky for the other.
Throwing. Brissett. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A very solid gain of 27.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
Hey, kill. Go.
A 1st down throw for Brissett. Winds up and lets it go for Samuel. And this one is incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Go.
2nd down and a run by Robinson. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Here's 3rd and 6.
Kill. Go.
Brissett sets to throw it. And that went to the right side and incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. Oh, this is going to be fielded defensively. And remember, this is a live football. And he will be taken down before he can really get anything going. May have picked up a few extra yards there on that return of the missed field goal, but not much. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, This is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 14 yards and a Chicago first down. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down on the play. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
So,
who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
2nd and 10. Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, a run with Herbert. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Here's Fields. Out to his left. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Justin Fields with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Bears go up by 2 touchdowns.
And talk about built to run the football. Whether you're calling it on design running plays or him breaking out into the open field after trying to pass the football, Justin Fields knows where the end zone is. 8 rushing touchdowns last season. Only Jalen Hurts had more.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And it's now 14-0. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
Got it. Go.
Brissett. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Middle. Go.
To throw is Brissett. Slings this deep from McLaurin. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. A huge play there for Washington. 59 yards.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit, and they get one.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. From 13 yards out. And the Commanders have got it back to within a score. The extra point by Sly is up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. So for this offense, Charles, remember drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in the touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
On first down, right back to Herbert. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
This would be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. 3rd and long. It's Fields. And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This is fielded at the 7. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
2nd and 7. Play fake. Brissett. Going to be caught downfield by Dotson. Down the left sideline. Touchdown, Washington. Jahan Dotson, 82 yards. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. And Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is. He had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Here's a give to Herbert. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stopped that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That 3rd down conversion good for 23. From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now Fields. Eluding the pressure right. This is caught inside the 15. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
Here we go, Slide.
On 1st down, Fields sliding out of the pocket. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Khalil Herbert from 13 yards out, and the Bears have taken the lead. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Commanders take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. Here's Brissett. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. The former third-round pick, Justin Jones, bringing the lumber that time.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Here's Brissett. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. On the return is Cohen. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here. Fields. And his throw here's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Pitching it out here to Herbert. And he's going to take this one down inside the 45. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Fields to throw on 3rd and 1. That's complete to his running back, Herbert. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They snap it to Fields. And this is caught. He hits more. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
The kick by Marr is good, and that will do it for this first half. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Chicago dealt what ended up being the 32nd pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers for Claypool and got limited results in 7 games as he adjusted to new surroundings. One of the league's best athletes in the position. They need for it to translate more often here in 2023.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now it's Fields. That is caught by Herbert. Breaks through the contact, and he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. A handoff for Herbert. Able to slither by. And that's just a solid, good physical run there as he motors for 9 yards.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1. To throw is Fields. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. On 3rd down, Herbert. A heck of a move. Man. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Now this is fielded in the end zone, and he's going to be trapped inside his own 5. A very curious decision to bring that one out. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Commanders will take over, but backed up deep in their own territory. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Second down and 3. Brissett going to move him around here. Well, everybody was up there ready at the line of scrimmage, CD, but no snap, and the delay of game ensued.
Yeah, and I'm sure their head coach is asking the exact same thing. What's going on out there? Almost like they thought they had more time than actually was on the clock.
They are pushed back 5 yards by the delay of game, 2nd and 8. To throw, Brissett. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
From the gun, here's Brissett. He's going to let it go again. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football, always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
Taking a couple yards shy of midfield. 34 yards on the return. But for a moment, looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And this offense set up with a very short field. 1st and 10 inside the 20. And able to get Bucks reach the 5. A solid pickup of 13 sets them up 1st and goal. Fields now to throw. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
The line of scrimmage once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Off play action. Fields. They'll roll him out right. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Quan Martin. And the Commanders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
But what they're seeking with an RPO is space for the receiver to make a catch and then make a play downfield, but there wasn't any space available, thus the incompletion.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now they'll audible to something else. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Hey, kill. Go.
Throwing. Brissett. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. He's on his way. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. The one side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks him right back up by getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon. As he ran off the field after making that play, we saw his quarterback seek him out and offer a first.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll go as a loss of 8 and a tough result there on 1st and goal. 1st down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Out of the gun, Fields flushed out right. Oh, what was he thinking there? It's easily intercepted. Picked off by Quan Martin. And the Commanders are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one, because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Brissett sets to throw it. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. That's Akeem Hicks, the towering NFL vet, coming in for the sack.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going up top. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. And he's got it to about the 40.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. And the Commanders are right back in this football game. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now Brissett. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 46-yard line.
To throw is Brissett. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Going for the knockout blow right there. I think if I'm up 2 scores, I'd be worried about an interception, but playing this way is what got them this lead. So you may as well ride it out to the end.
Hey, kill, go.
Robinson will try to pick it up. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the 1st down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Brissett on 1st down. And that is incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Brissett. That to the sideline, and it's intercepted. picked up by Jalen Johnson. Keep in mind, he had the 3-interception game last week, so we requested to talk with him this week. He was all smiles. He's still all smile.
Here we go.
Yeah, we didn't jinx him at all, did we?
No.
Because ordinarily that happens. Things fall off, but not in this case. I think a lot of it goes...
Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. The interception sets them up with an opportunity to erase this fourth-quarter deficit. And this series could very well determine our outcome. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's second down. They go play action with Brissett. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Yannick Ngakoue just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Give Ngakoue credit on that play and for what he's done throughout his career. He's been on 5 teams across the last 4 seasons, but has never stopped producing. At least 8 sacks every single year, and he's still only 28 years old.
It's 3rd and long for Brissett. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. And quickly, they get to the line. On 1st and 10, Brissett. And he can't escape, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Brissett now. And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Here we go. This is 4th down.
Hey, kill. Hey, off.
Now Brissett on 4th down. That one downfield for Dotson. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Fields going to get that out wide to Mooney.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. That one looks like he'll throw here. Steps away. That's complete to his running back, Herbert. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Here's Fields. Flush to his right. They'll set up the screen to Herbert. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Marr able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Tyreek Stevenson picks it off, and his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. And that's now a half dozen interceptions for him over the last 2 games. Because CD, remember, he threw 3 in the last ball game and now 3 more here.
And the way that you present it, partner, I'm not sure what sounds worse, right? Half a dozen over the last 2 games, or 3 the last game, 3 this game. Either way, it's way too many. And that's something they'll have to work on, hoping to get through the rest of this game without having to address it again.
On first down, it's Fields. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Buddy Johnson. He's the one who runs him down, and my goodness, that is just a disastrous loss for this offense. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. From the 50, here's Fields. That is incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. Charles, for this losing side, their heads are hanging as they walk off the field today. And really, I mean, we know why. Those 3 turnovers by that offense, that's ultimately what doomed them.
And this is what coaches preach all the time to every team that we ever talk with. Taking care of the ball on offense, trying to take it away on defense. And let's face it, when you give it away 3 times in one game, you make it very difficult for your team to get the W. So for Chicago, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Commanders, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.